Greetings, galactic beings of Earth, and welcome once again. You've time warped and landed at the Quantum Cafe and Interstellar Lounge with your host, the Cosmic Messenger. Once again, there's always so much cosmic activity happening on a regular basis, and it is always a pleasure to come down and stop and take a breather. Deep breath. And chat with you all about all things galactic, cosmos, and metaphysical, especially with the grand awakening that's happening as we move into the fifth dimension. So, what are we going to chat about today? We got the topic that's been flying around all over the place. It's a well-known topic out in Gaia. We're going to talk about numerology and everything that goes down and encompasses it to make it its whole unit. Numerology is absolutely incredible. The first instance that I had was running around, going about my life, and the numbers were finding me in a multidimensional way, let's say. And that's what I really wanted to come on. So there's so much about these numbers, but the most potent one is if you find a digit, more or less, does it find you? It's a co-creative dance. That synchronicity, if it's finding you over and over again and making you be aware of it, and you're not even questioning the fact that this is something that just like a coincidence, which is not, then that is the power of numbers coming to you and bringing you the ultimate message. It is vying for your attention and wants to get it right into your psyche. It doesn't matter where you see it. Some people experience them on alarm clocks. On a repeated number that comes on a regular basis. Like a common one is 1111, right? Then there's also like you're seeing it on the same license plate, or maybe every time you turn on the clock on your computer, boom, there it is. It could be on the dash of your car, when the mileage that you're driving. It could be when you're paying for something. And then all of a sudden the numbers, you're just like, why are they always 144 all the time? Right? Stuff like that. Or 12 keeps finding you. Or 7, for instance. I had a very long period of time, especially when I moved from my place of, it's not my official place of birth, but where I spent most of my life. So I moved to a new location a number of years ago. And everywhere I went, 7 in some sort of combination. 7 everywhere. Walk by a pole, there's a 7 on it. Go to this address, 777. Go to the till to do a transaction, right? And boom, that one that's flashing is the one that's 7. All the other lights aren't flashing. It's happened to me over and over again, not over a couple days. We're talking years of this. There was another occasion where I woke up in the middle of the night and I looked over at my clock. And the numbers it was a red digits. They kind of just, why I can't see that? It's fuzzy. What's going on here? It's not clear. And it was just pinning me to look at it right in the middle of my sleep, totally out but awake. And then the numbers slowly came back in. 333. Boom, go back to sleep. First thing I'm thinking is, there's a message. And then boom, getting some work done while I'm sleeping, because you're in that receptive state, right? So these numbers are very potent, so pay close attention to them. And the cool part about living now on Gaia is the information is everywhere. I always recommend going to the highest quality source and sifting through some of your own, what you would deem to be lower vibrational and higher vibrational wisdom for any modality that you get involved in. So just go and check out everything, get a little idea of what you're looking for, and then push yourself to go to more advanced stuff. And really, sometimes more advanced sounds like it's something that you're not necessarily going to comprehend at this time. Here comes my wonderful kitty Rosie over here. She may enter the video. She's a spirit guide deluxe. She just brought her mouse over as an offering. She tends to do that when we're around metaphysical moments or just before bed. So, if you have, where was I? Dun, 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 dun. The power of the numbers, yes, and I'm finding you in these messages being very important. So, you have the info right. You can go look at it up. and then you can work your way and ascend yourself up to advanced knowledge. Now, advanced knowledge, as I was saying, is not necessarily something that you're not going to comprehend. Some of it maybe, but it'll put it into your subconscious database and you'll have more of these knowings. Plus, the more advanced stuff actually speaks very well to the everyday life form so that we can all comprehend it when we haven't had those experiences. Plus, if you get that knowledge, then it brings in the truth, right? Because you're not sifting, well, I like this article about number 2222. Well, some of it was okay. Yeah, I didn't mind that book. Go for it. Look for the one you want. Then you have that reference manual with you, and you can go look up the info whenever you want when these events occur. So this was a huge, long process for it that was taking place. So if anybody ever gets the opportunity from a high vibe numerologist to have like a chart reading, that's an amazing experience as well. Kind of like when you get your astrological birth chart. Also, too, is just talking to people in the metaphysical community. Like, put those intentions out there that you want to seek and know more about these numbers. They're super potent. So there's a lot of numbers that come up. I'll run through the digits 0 to 9, and then we'll talk about some of these other potent ones, okay? So single digits, when you see them occurring all the time. So 1, I'm just going to go very briefly because you could have a whole couple-hour conversation on each number. So number 1. That is the potent of individuality. You, who you are, you by yourself. What are you? I know you're connected to the rest of it all, but you. Also, with 1, it's a fresh new beginning or a whole new start. Something ending or not, just something being added into the mix, right? Getting to know yourself, your internal world. Number 2, 2 people coming together or a co-creative dance. Beings, life forms, material stuff, anything is possible. And that is them learning how to do a dance to co-create, or it just automatically is working out really good, and then you can synchronize and put the 2 minds together, the 2 bodies together to create. You're co-creating, but you're learning how to collaborate, which is good for creative endeavors, but was also good just on your day-to-day life. I mean, we do this with our relationships all the time, just in day-to-day living. 3, that's the power of creativity coming straight forth. That is the fact that the foundation, the trine, right? The creative manifestation. You have 2 people come together, you have a group of people come together, you have yourself coming together. It's the essence that lives inside of the human being, this life form, this incarnate, any term we would like to call ourselves. That is our creative essence. And every single thing that we're doing, we're creating. There's nothing that we are not creating. We're creating things with our mind, intentions, we're using our thoughts to fill up the universe and create that way. We're bringing in downloads. We're creating with the food that we make every day. Who knows? Maybe we're not putting in a lot of effort in certain departments, or it's just flying by us because we're not conscious of it. There's so much that makes it up, right? So I mean, where else to go? You build a house. That's a creative endeavor. You can do low, cheap, fast creativity, or we can make epic, high quality, right? There's a lot of things to think about. So we're creating when the clothes that you wear, how you speak, how you handle yourself. One of my biggest creative moments was when I was 16. I was always myself, but, maybe a little bit more participatory at that time in the mainstream world. But I was kind of holding back a little bit about my confidence, what I wanted to wear, how I wanted to handle myself. And I remember at second semester, boom, high school, yeah, what a program that is. Education system, whoa. I should do a video on that one too, because that is part of the awakening. Been chatting about all the fun stuff. But yeah, and it just hit me one day. I just had to go. I changed all my clothing, got some piercings, dyed my hair, and then I was radical ever since. A slow evolution of that play. It was amazing. And it was like my spirit designed something through my DNA. My Lightbody must have kicked in. I didn't even know what this stuff was then, but I was always cosmic to some degree. Okay, so 3, boom. So that was me getting creative with my lifestyle. 4, make a foundation, a structure, put things to work. Think of like Saturn. The planets astrology and the planets go hand in hand with numerology. So creating foundations to then build something upon, or having a foundation that you don't think you'll have when some chaos ensues, and then boom, you manage to be okay. We'll get into that one a bit because that's like comboing numbers together. And then 5. 5 is the one of change. When the big radical moments happen by you, the cosmos, which is all one anyways, doing these designs and having something occur. And change can sometimes be what we deem catastrophic, but it's really not. Sometimes the building needs to be literally come down, or the earthquake happens. And other times it's you just being like, I'm going to get up and I'm going to move, right? Because things don't always last forever. There is constant change. Nothing is ever the same twice. I mean, even all your cells in your body, they've morphed every 72 hours, right? And the fact is like, yeah, you can't find anything on this earth that is not slightly changing. Even the waves in the water, when they hit the shoreline. Yeah, it might take, in some cases, a million years to carve the rock. 10,000 years. But that little bit by bit, it's still happening. Number 6. 6 is the love center. The heart chakra, right? The deeper layers into the rose pinks, the emerald greens, and the deep olives. That is everything that filters through the heart. It is how you receive love, how you give love, what kind of love are you looking for, who gives you what are you limiting yourself with, and all that encompasses that. Very, very important number. And sometimes the 666 has been put together, and that's had a bad rap, because there is no bad rap with any of these numbers. It's just a polarity of another teaching. You can do the good work, and you can choose not to. It's lessons, schoolhouse earth, right? 7, the one I was seeing all the time, that everything that we're doing is spiritual. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. We've heard that one lots, that everything here is spiritual first and then everything else after. Well, it's a full dance, but nothing we do isn't cosmic and isn't spiritual. We could say, oh, it's just dense physical and that's all you get, and you see with your eyes and you die and that's the end of it. It's still spiritual the whole entire time, and it reminds us that that's in the codes. 8 is abundance, money, generating like supplies, and just like having everything that you possibly could desire in terms of like the money realm, or maybe somebody got like, imagine if you got a whole bunch of your whole month of groceries. We don't even have quantum. We don't even have linear time really. But let's say if we're mapping it out, and over the course of a month, you get all your groceries brought to you, the healthiest, most beautiful stuff. That's abundance. Oh yeah, prosperity, that's the word I'm looking for. In all of its many forms. 8 is also the infinity symbol. What you give, you will receive back. You will always be taken care of. And that just does a co-creative spin. How you navigate that self in the business world too. The systems that work with that. And 9 is kind of like when you go past the crown chakra, the magenta, the galactic cord, all that fun stuff, tapping into your etheric body. That's number 9. The ending of a cycle to restart again. It's all smooth transition. When you're like, you have those moments of just pure bliss. That's number 9 as well too. Okay, so we got the digits, right? Oh yeah, 0. 0 is an amplifier of what's going on. So if you have 6,000, we like those numbers. Like it's the future, 3,000. The zeros that you put with the other number will then amplify that experience of what is already occurring. Think of it as like it goes in, takes an attribute, and then jacks it up. The question is to figure out what the attribute is. In the case of a whole bunch of zeros, it takes the whole equation and says, look at me now, this is very important. Okay, so we got 0 to 9. Now there's also master numbers. So 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99. Master numbers are huge achievement levels or massive life lessons that are some of the most potent that you'll ever receive. The ones that if you really want to hit them. If you really want to engage with them head on, you can transmute them into beautiful life lessons, change a lot of your own patterns, and your life will become a heck of a lot easier, more vibrant than ever before. But I will say that no matter what we're doing in this ascension process, until most of us have fully evolved with the program and we've made it to this new earth, there's definitely some intense, more than one intense day. There's periods where it gets pretty crazy because you're almost seeing the rest of the world over here, and that doesn't always make it easy. It's not that you don't fit in, it's just that you're kind of like, let's move on now. I'm sure lots of you can relate to that. Okay, so the master numbers are like super sequences. Like 22 is a master builder number, and 33 is like the head on of like the creative explosion coming, but usually speaking to you from like the angelic realms, right? These are where the angels come to play that they talk about. The archangels, I say the angelic realm, including any version of that is in your environment, right? And they're the ones that hold the codes, right? The angelic realm, the archangels hold the codes for like the universal laws, the ones way beyond what us humans create. And using those, and that gets inserted into each of those numbers, and they become just super mega potent. So the master numbers are ones that have been starting to come out now a lot more, but it's particularly the ones with the 3 digits, right? Those are crystalline, very high level frequencies coming in. So you can also have 3333, right? The one I can say for you right away. So 2222, higher consciousness codes, right? Working with the 22-dimensional templates that we're working with right now, right? And all sorts of stuff like that. So those codes that come together, the 144, or what's another good one? 11111, right? Well, some of the most powerful messages you will ever receive from spirit. That's like spirit talking to me like, pay attention to me now, I'm very real. Just because you don't see me in a physical body in this dimension does not mean that I don't exist in a body or in some other form, right? Lights, codes, and sounds. So you have all those numbers, but the 333s, like the ones with 3 digits or 4, that's where we're really starting to release a lot of this information lately, and that's starting to come out. So it's kind of like new discoveries for us all as we do these dances together, right? So you have those, and then you have comboing numbers together, right? So if you had like 1 and a 7, and you're like, I just keep seeing 17 everywhere. Well, what came first? That's kind of like the core. You, yourself, individuality. 7, maybe this is a spiritual experience and it's trying to get your attention. Or maybe you're already along that path, but you kind of like took a break from it. And it's like, turn your head back, come over here. So there's different plays on it. The one I was saying before, where like 4 with a 5, it's like you have the change is coming, but don't worry, you have a structure to go through it. You have a foundation that's going to guide you and carry you through some of those changes. It's amazing stuff. Or you could have like, it could be anything. You could be seeing like 665. You know, you're super potent and have lots of love to give, but something's radically coming in to change that you choose yourself, perhaps. The 5555s, those are the ones where it's like, you're not going to control this. It is coming, and there's nothing you can do about it. So those are fantastical ways to see the numbers, but the message is, from this broadcast to you, however this video gets around, is that they're absolutely important. These digits are not random. It's not just a language of expression that humans use through various ways of mathematics and such. These are encoded, light-encoded, downloaded super frequencies that carry divine messages on a constant, regular basis. So tune in, follow the digits, and stay with them. They'll guide you to where you need to go. And you can insert them because it's like they all work together, these other modalities, and you'll find that numerology will just dance in there really well. Okay, it was fun talking with y'all. Till another day, we got lots more videos coming. Take care out there.